Cause let me stay in live here in Instagram because it's the next. I was reading. I was reading here about how how age we have here in this planet. Second spirits, the life start here, the same date more or less, uh, 4,000 years, 4,000 years before Christ. And then I ask, if is this all we in earth don't have less than for our age, 4,000 years, only a child, but have spirits here, have a mind with a child, a spiritual child. And this is with a charity vision. We are in a great child garden in earth with a good vision, okay, with a good charity vision, because this is more next to hospice. Really is this. Another thing, I was talking that spirits all time make we don't have so selfishness, so high ego, and say that our account of years here in planet, it's all wrong. We don't can know who is God. We don't can know. Today I was read to you a final chapter 3 that said about other words. and one astronomy here, but the man in moon, I put I put here. Then I don't God see this. Spirits said all time. We are all wrong, and we are the unique beings in all universe. We don't can calculate. No galaxies exist. We are in one galaxy. This galaxy have other galaxies that made one universe. And we have various universes. And we think we are the universe. And he put the man in moon, I don't God. I cry to Lord. See the video after you read the letter of the Spirit. Send me 1855 here. And now and 1977 have people don't believe that man went to the moon. you will read or hear what I will read, and you will understand why it's hilarious. It's so much when we read Kardec in 1855. See now, the went to the moon and think it's so great, a great action. Kardec in 1855. So much in future than we hear in this time. First, I will read about gospel. Selfishness. I think we are so egoist still to understand how a bit we are. Einstein with his mind is a bit, imagine all people, how simple people don't exist, but we are creatures of God. If people don't read, don't hear my lives, don't hear. What else? Selfishness. From 11 chapter and 11 selfishness, the plague of humankind. This is more important than go to the moon. Selfishness, the plague of humankind, must disappear from the earth. Oh my God. Whose moral progress it hinders. To Spiritism, the task is reserved of enabling earth to ascend in the hierarchy of words. The selfishness is the target at which all was good. I don't saw this in other lives. I don't know who would make the lives. True believers must aim their weapons, their strength and their courage. I say their courage because more courage is needed to overcome oneself, more than go to the moon. Than to overcome other people. Let all of you, therefore, make every effort to fight selfishness within you, for that monster that devours our minds, that child of pride, is the source of all the miseries of this world. It's the negation of charity and consequently the greatest obstacle to human happiness. Jesus Jesus has given you the example of charity. Pontius Pilate played debts of selfishness. For while the righteous one was about to walk the holy stations of his martyrdom, Pilate washed his hands, saying, "What is this to me? This is a righteous man. Why do you want to crucify him? Nonetheless, he let him be led to his execution. To his execution. Is this antagonism between charity and selfishness? It's to the invasion of the human heart by the leprosy. This is real leprosy. That Christianity, always the fact that it has not completed its entire mission. It's upon you, new apostles of the faith. Oh my God. I'm waiting to recharge my battery of other tablet. I remember now the name of this smart tablet. My tablet is charging. This is because such ideas respond everything divine with you. No. This here. No. 10, 11, 11. Here. My God. Don't get. Must their repose their strength and their courage. It's the negation of charity. I read. Jesus has given you the example of charity. Pontius Pilate's dead selfishness. I read. It's to this antagonism between charity and selfishness. It is the invasion of human heart by this leprosy, and Christianity, always the fact that it has not completed its entire mission. It's upon you, new apostles of the faith, among the high order spirits enlightened, that the job and duty of uprooting that evil has fallen, so as to give Christianity all this power and to clear the way of the obstacles that hinder its forward progress. Uproot selfishness from the earth so that earth can ascend the scale of words, please. For the time has come for humankind to don the toga of manhood, and to do so you must first upon selfishness from your hearts. Emmanuel, Paris 1861. 12. If people, let me see this way. Oh, wow. If people were to mutually love and another charity would be practiced more perfectly. However, for this so happen, you would have to make an effort to free yourselves of that breastplate covering your heart so that you may be more sensitive to those who suffer. Hardness kills good sentiments. Christ never rebuffed anyone. All those who came to him, no matter who were were courage where true believers must aim their weapons, their strength, and their courage. I say their courage because more courage is needed to overcome oneself than to overcome other people. Again, no. 12, please. What fight this? My God. Believers, Jesus. Here. If people were mutually ready, the next. Please, the next. Never rejected the adulterous woman and the criminal were both helped by him, Jesus. He never feared that his own reputation would suffer because of it. So when we will take him as model for all your actions, if charity were to reign on earth, evil would not longer have predominance. It would flee in shame. It would hide itself because everywhere it would find itself out of place. That is when evil would disappear. You can be sure of it. Start by making an example of yourselves. Be charitable toward everybody indiscriminately. Make an effort not to pay any attention to those who regard you with disdain, and leave to God the burden of all justice, because each day in his kingdom he separates the wheat from the tares. Selfishness is the negation of charity. Now, without charity, there will be no peace for society. I would state further that there will be no safety. It's now what happened. With selfishness and pride, which walk hand in hand, life will always be a pathway for the shrewdest, a conflict of interests, and each he holds affections are trampled on where not even the sacred ties of family are respected. It's true. It's from Pascal. Science in France, 1862. Faith and charity. My dear children, not long ago I told you that charity without faith is not enough to maintain among people a social order capable of making them happy. I should have said that charity is impossible without faith. Actually, you can find generous impulse even among persons without a religion, but that austere charity that is practiced only through self-denial, through a continual sacrifice of all selfishness, selfish interest, can occur only if there is faith to inspire it. For nothing except faith can enable us to bear the cross of this life with courage and perseverance. Yes, my children, it's in vain that, eager for gratification, people delude themselves about their destiny in this world by pretending that is permissible for them to concern themselves solely with their own happiness. Of course, God has created us to be happy in eternity. Meanwhile, earthly life ought to be used exclusively for our moral improvement, which is easier to accomplish with the help of the physical organs and the material world, without taking into account the ordinary ups and downs of life, the diversity of your tastes, your tendencies, and your needs. Earthly life is also a way of perfecting yourselves by practicing charity, for it is only through mutual concessions and sacrifice that you can maintain harmony among such diverse elements. Only this way. You would be correct, however, in stating that people are meant to be happy in this world if they would seek happiness, not in material pleasures, but in good. The history of Christianity tells of martyrs who went joyfully to their deaths. In order to the Christian in your society today, neither death but martyrdom nor the sacrifice of your life is needed, but only and merely the sacrifice of your selfishness, pride, and vanity. You shall triumph, for charity inspires you, and if faith upholds you. A Protector Spirit, Krakow 1861. Charity toward criminals. True charity is one of the most sublime teachings that God has given to the world. Complete fraternity ought to exist among the true disciples of his doctrine. You must love unfortunates and criminals as God creatures. To whom forgiveness and mercy will be granted if they repent, as is the case with you for the wrongs that you commit against his law. Regard yourselves as more reprehensible and white than those whom you refuse forgiveness and commiseration, because quite often they don't know God as you do, and less will be asked of them, of you, of them than of you. Don't judge, oh, don't judge, my dear friends, for the judgment you render will be more severely applied to you, and you have need to indulgence for the sins you continually commit. Do you not know that there are many acts that are crimes in the eyes of the God, the purity, but which the world doesn't even regard as light offense? Do you notice? True charity doesn't consist only in the alms you give or even the consoling words that might accompany them. No, this is not what God demands of you. The sublime charity taught by Jesus also consists in the benevolence always granted in all things toward your neighbor. You can even exercise this sublime virtue on many individuals who don't need alms, but whose word of love, consolation, and encouragement will lead to the Lord. I will say once more that the times are near when widespread fraternity will reign on this globe. The law of Christ is what will govern humans, and that law alone will be the restraint and hope that will lead souls to the blessed hills. Thus love one another as children of the same Father. Don't set up differences between you and those who are unfortunate, for God wills for everyone to you, and those who are unfortunate, for God wills for everyone to be equal. Therefore, despise no one. God allows great criminals to dwell amongst you to serve you as a lesson. See, they show us a lesson. Soon, when humans have been led to the true laws of God, such lessons will no longer be needed, and all impure and rebellious spirits will be relegated to lower words according to their inclinations. More late in 1955, more or less, um, a military doctor in Brazil named Edgar Armand received from spirits the information and wrote a book named Capelas Slated, spirits that was put out from Capella and put them to help the planet Earth and others, help evolution of the creators, primitive creators. Then he reincarnate in those primitive corpse. They don't got live it so much in this corpse cause the choke, and he got only be in this corpse 13 years more or less. Was so hard to make this word. Today will again return to Capella with new evolution. They will evolve and gone forever. Here in this planet, don't have more spirits from Capella. I think I don't have certain. Maybe can be one or two. I don't know. I will say once more that the times are near when widespread, I read this, fraternity will reign on the globe of the law of Christ is what will govern humans, and the law alone will be the restraint and hope that will lead souls to the blessed realms. Don't set up difference between you and those who are unfortunate. We are come the same place. We and unfortunate spirits. Now we are more or less, but in past or in future we don't know. Therefore, despite no one, God allows great criminals to dwell amongst you to serve you as a lesson. Soon, when humans have been led to the true laws of God, such lessons will no longer be needed. And all impure and rebellious spirits will be relegated to lower word according to their inclinations. You owe it to those of whom I speak the help of your prayers. That is true charity. You don't have to say of criminals, they are wretched, They must be sponged for the earth. The death that's inflicted on them is too kind for that type of individuals. No, you must not speak like that. Look at your model, Jesus. What word he saved the lost, such unfortunate person next to him? He would grieve for them, he would regard them as truly needy, sick persons, and would extend his hand to them. You cannot do this in reality, but you can at least pray for them and assist their spirits in the few moments they must you spend on your art. Representatives may touch the hearts of your prey with faith. They are your neighbors, just as the best individuals are. Like yours, their wandering and rebellious souls were created to become perfect. So help them out of their quagmire, 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 and pray for them. Elizabeth de France, Havre, 1862. Alright, this. And it's another. I will only make this now and I will stop. And tomorrow I put other in English. Other chapter I will read now about Gospel, chapter 16, item 7. Chapter 16 in Gospel, item 7. Let me see. 12. Chapter 13. Oh, I hope not disturbed, please. It's a persecute. It's not possible, one thing. Come on, come on. Return, please. You cannot serve both God and Mammon. It is 7. 6, 7. The providential usefulness, the providential useful of rich, the trials of riches and poverty. It's so interesting this. And this fall, another reunion after the last Friday, the last Thursday. If which were an insuperable obstacle to the salvation of those who possess it, as might be inferred from certain word of Jesus, if interpreted literally and not according to their spirit. Some an instrument of I will return a bit. Words of Jesus of interpret literally and not according to their spirit. Okay. I don't see so good. I'm giving take care to my vision because this eye is all time only this see, and this was a bun eye. And then I trained this eye to turn better without lens. Only this I don't get to read without. It's so small, so big. In the ground and he and be his Lord, Lord's money's terror. Sometime later, the servant's master returned and calling them to give an account. The one who had received 5 talents came and presented him with 5 more, saying, Master, you placed 5 talents in my hands. There are 5 more that I have gained. His master responded to him, You good and faithful servants, since you have been faithful in a small matter, I will entrust you with many others. Share in the joy of your master. The one who had received 2 talents soon presented himself, saying, Mother, you placed 2 talents of my hands. Here are 2 more that I gave gained. His master responded to him, You good and faithful servant, since you have been faithful in small matters, I will entrust you with many others. Enter into the joy of your master. Next, the one who heard received early 1 talent came and said to him, Master, I have that you are a birdman who reaps where you have not sown and gators where you have not scattered. Thus, since I was afraid of you, I had your talent is the ground. Here it is. I was returning what is yours. The matters, however, answered him, you evil and lazy servants, you knew that I met where I I don't know where from. Let me finish. I will finish to the live too. Uh, let the truth servant be cast into utter darkness, show where will be saying and gashing of teeth. Matthew 25, 14, 30. The providential usefulness of which the trio of riches and poverty, in which were an insuperable obstacle to the salvation of those who possess it, as might be inferred what certain words of Jesus, if interpreted literally and not according to the Spirit. Let me see if I return. I was in 11. If equality of riches. The inequality of riches is one of those problems one tries in vain to resolve if one considers only the present life. The first question that presents itself is, why are all humans not equally willed? They are not equally wealthy for one more very simple reason. They are not equally intelligent, active and industrious. Furthermore, it's a mathematically demonstrated fact that if it were divided equally, it would give each person a minimal and sufficient portion. That is, such division were carried out, the equilibrium would soon be shattering due to diversity in character and aptitudes, that if the division were possible and lasting, with each person having only enough to live on, it will be the end of all the great endeavor that contribute to the progress and well-being of mankind. That if it's provided each person with what is necessary, that there would not longer be the stimulus that complete humans to great discoveries and worldwide enterprise. If God concentrates will in certain areas, it's because from there is spending in sufficient quantities according to the accessories. Let me see where. According to the necessities I'm trained to, I will stop here. The final of Well, tomorrow I will continue to read other matters and finish this. The Spirit's teaching, the ownership. Then I go, and I hope you are so good. Tomorrow I will continue and finish all.